Hello, my name is Anthony, and today we're going to build a combinator that has a effects chain that you can flop between a serial effects chain and a parallel one. I got this idea while I was sitting and browsing the Propellerhead shop, lusting after all the different rack extensions that they've added. Since I've run out of money and I don't buy any more, I am back to combinators and I'm going to create something useful. In order to do this, you will need a copy of Mordred. It's worth buying it, $9. Get off your wallet. Quit being a jerk. Okay, so in order to do this, we'll have a combinator. We've got a sound source, our drum kit from the Reason Factory sound bank. The Octorex will go into our combinator and the combinator out to our mix channel. This is a little bit of a complicated procedure. It'll make your head spin when I start going through the cabling. I apologize in advance, but there's no other way to explain it other than connect this to connect that to connect this. Okay, so let's start. You'll need a Spider Audio Merger splitter deal. We're going to call this one Spider 1. We're going to make a copy of him, and we're going to name him Spider 2. Pick your favorite effect. In this case, we're going to make a distortion unit. So we're going to do Scream 1 and Scream 2. Okay. Now, like I said, you will also need a Mordred. Let's go ahead and chuck in a line mixer and a compressor like that one. Okay, so the only rack extension you need is the Mordred. And there are ways to do this outside of having a Mordred, but we want something nice and pretty and easy to contain. So we got Scream 1, Scream 2, Mordred, yep, line. All right, I think we're good here. All right, now brace yourself. This is going to be painful. Combinator 1. Ooh, stop it. Combinator 1 to Spider 1. Spider 1 needs to go into channel A of the channel 1 of the Mordred. It'll also go into Scream 1. Scream 1 goes into our second splitter. The second splitter will need to send into channel B, also into audio 1N of the mixer. Then the Mordred will send its little delightful bit into our second Scream, and then that goes into the second audio in, mixer to compressor, and compressor to combinator. It's not that bad. It only took me like 8 times to get through it without stuttering my way over it. Now the fun part. Let's program this bad boy. We need to make a button. We'll use button 1 for the actual goodies here. Now this is where it gets confusing, and I think I have it written down backwards. So what we'll want to do is, while it's pressed in, channel 1A will need to be off. I don't know. All right, channel 1B, let's just do the opposite. Like that. Good. Now let's go to the line mixer. Button 1 will also need to control the mute of channel 1. Let's make sure we did this right. Channel 1 should be the Scream 4. The number 1 Scream 4, rather. All right, good. So now when it gets muted, channel A comes on. Nope, we got it backwards. Let's flip that. All right. Channel A, on and off. Channel B, off and on. Next to positive, that's correct now. Yes, let's go with that. Okay, so let's test it out. Now that it is hooked up, everything should be working, and this button should be in. And when it's in, it'll be in serial mode. Right? Spider to here to B. Yes. I think I have this correct. All right, let's turn down the distortion units just a bit so we do not blow off our face. Okay, and whoops, yeah, just do that. Alright, if we add distortion, it's working. We're in serial mode. If we add distortion, it's working. Fantastic. Okay, so there you go. That's how you do it. Now what's the point of what I'm talking about? Alright, you let the button out, you get a tone change, right? Basically, these are running in parallel, just like two mixed channels where you can create a parallel channel. But this way, it's built into an effect combinator so that you could stack any effects into these two chains and hot switch between serial and parallel. Now, the fun part about this is you can get pretty huge changes in tone with the touch of a button. And it does get nasty, especially using, two scream units. Other thing you might want to do is push this fade up. It'll make the transition just a little smoother. And there you go. You have now the power to switch parallel and serial all in a single combinator. Now, for the sake of making this a fully functioning deal, let's go. That was lesson number 1. This will be lesson number 2. All right, what can we do to make this even more functional? Let's make Rotary 1 and Rotary 2 our damage controls. Rotary 1, master damage control. Yes. Scream 2, Rotary 2, damage control. Like that. Now we're cooking with bacon. Alright, so this is damage 1. This is damage 2. Let's go Rotary 4. We're on Scream 2 here, and let's make that the damage type. Damage 2 type. And do the same thing for Scream 1, except we'll do it on the number 3. Damage type. Yes. Damage 1 type, just like that. Now, we can control these from our combinator. Now we're getting somewhere. And just for the sake of doing it, let's play with it for a second. You can hear that tapey goodness coming out of that, can't you? That's pretty nasty. Very tasty. Okay, what else do we need to do to this thing? Let's make a limiter out of this compressor, because this is the sort of thing that could get over the top pretty quickly. Alright, so how are we going to do that? Let's just make it a one button deal right here. Button number 4 on the compressor needs to be, let's change the threshold. Let's make it a moderate, like a 33 or so, and then set it to 127, so that would, wait, not threshold, we need to do ratio. That's what I was thinking. That way it'll be somewhere in this vicinity when it's out, and it'll go into slap-on limiter mode when it is pressed in. Let's make sure that works as we are expecting it to. Button number 4, whoops, yeah, we don't want it to go all the way. Let's go to about 33. Yes, 2 to 1, that will work fine. Let's shorten the attack all the way down and make this a limiter button, just like that. Now what we can do is with rotary number 4, turn the threshold on. Yeah, and that way we can control the threshold. And at the same time, when the threshold goes up, I want to bring the, oh yeah, this is complicated, output gain down. Why are we doing this? Just like that. So they work opposite of one another. Yes, that's the way I want to do it. And, well, I guess I should explain it to you while I'm doing it. Let's do no target. Okay, yeah, so the reason why we're doing this. All right, playing the noise, turn on the limiter, and bring down the threshold. You see what happens? We lose our volume. So we're going to compensate for that by setting rotary forward to also control the gain, but we're going to flip it. And now, when our threshold goes down and we start losing, we'll be increasing the gain. As we let the threshold open, it'll decrease our output gain so we don't blow our face off. Almost works perfectly. Just like that. And actually our compressor probably needs to be hit a little harder. So let's try that limiter. Yeah, let's just give that a roll. Sounds pretty good to me. Okay, so yeah, what did we do there? You got that figured out, right? Threshold and output gain work opposite of each other, and then we have a button to go into infinite ratio mode so that we can control, just squash the mess out of it. That's what we're doing. What else can we do with this thing? We have 2 more buttons. I know. Let's chuck in a Thor. Yeah. Get rid of the oscillator, get rid of this filter, click that button off, and let's add a filter here, a low pass even. That'll work. And source number 1. Audio input number 1, all the way into filter 3 left. Audio input number 2, 100%, to filter input right. All right, so let's hook that up because we just need to have a low pass filter on this thing. All right, so audio inputs hooked up directly to the compressor. Ooh, but we need another knob. Hey guys, at Propellerhead, please give us more controls on the Combinator sometime in the future. That would be fantastic. Okay, so yeah, Thor. You don't need to receive notes, I don't think. What we'll want to do is button number 3 needs to change filter number 3 type. We'll go from 0 to 1. All right, let's check and see if that functions. Oh, wait, show programmer go away. Button number 3, no, did not work like I wanted it to. All right, so show programmer, let's go 4 and see if that one does what I wanted it to. Yes. All right, so we're going bypass. Got it? O and 4. O is the ladder filter there, and the 4 would be the bypass mode. So we're actually, yeah, we're right. Wait, no, we're not. Go 4 to 0, just like that. And this will be a low pass filter. Just like on, off. And what does that do to our sound? Oh, of course, what do we need? Let's change rotary 1 to mod wheel. And mod wheel can now affect filter 3 frequency. And we'll create ourselves a track. It already has a track. Am I on it? I am. And now the mod wheel is controlling our filter. This is turning in quite an experiment. Fantastic. Change our damage amounts, our damage types. and our cereal. You can hear that when the cereal is in, naturally that's going to build this even more over-the-top kind of distortion. Let's put them both into overdrive mode, like so, and you can hear what I'm saying. See, this is in serial right now. See how serial mode just gives you so much more aggregate damage. How about that? You like that? Fancy words. Yeah, I like it. Okay, so what do you do now? Well, we still got one button to fill in. But honestly, I don't know what to do with it. So I think I'm going to leave it alone. I think we flushed this thing out about as far as it'll go. So what do? You take it and you save it. You call it something like P to S. That would be parallel to serial, and we'll call it our Scream 4. And in case you didn't notice there, I did have one that I've built here. Same kind of deal, based on the Faturator. Be very convenient, very careful in how you pronounce that, because it often wants to come out as Fartuator, and that is probably a bad thing. Okay, and here I've set it up to where it actually has, oh no, this is a color button. Let's save that off. Yeah, okay, this video needs to end because we're almost 20 minutes into it. But you ought to hear this one, you know, for the heck of it, let's do it. And this one I actually divided the threshold and the output gain opposing one another, or not on the same knob even, you know, so yeah, what's that sound like? This is your lo-fi maker, if you know what I'm saying. And the limiter. Absolute nastiness. But again, the serial to parallel button. You can really hear it on the on that snare. Anyway, okay, I'm done. You guys enjoy this or don't enjoy it. I don't care either way. I hope you like it. It would make me feel better if you liked it. It's, you know, an hour of my life that I'm not going to get back. Have fun, guys. Bye-bye.